You know what happens when you truly wake up? When you finally embrace the power I place inside you, you become unstoppable. The same people who once doubted you, they'll start to admire you. The same voices that mocked you will one day look for your guidance. And the same society that rejected you will eventually try to walk in your footsteps. This is a shift. This is the awakening. You were not created just to fit in. No, you were created to lead, to heal, to shine light in the darkest places. The world may not see it right now, but one day they will. And when that day comes, it'll be too late for them to deny what has always been true. You were never meant to be ordinary. And listen, the crown I've placed on you, no one can take it away. You were never meant to chase after approval. You were never meant to just follow the crowd. No, you were born to rise. And now the time has come. From the very moment you chose to walk your own path, you felt it, the resistance. You could sense the world pushing back, making things harder than they should be. You've seen people doubting you, questioning you, even attacking you just for being who you really are. And maybe you've wondered, why? Why does this happen? Here's the truth. The world does not want the chosen ones to rise. But remember this, no force, no voice, no power on this earth can stop what I've already placed inside you. It does everything it can to keep you small, to keep you silent, unseen. Because the moment you truly awaken, you become a force that cannot be controlled. You shake the very foundations of falsehood. You begin to expose lies, break illusions, and you inspire others to wake up too. And that is what makes you dangerous. The system, it feeds on blind obedience. This world has been carefully built to keep people asleep, distracted, manipulated, controlled. Just look at how society operates. But hear me, no system, no chain, no wall is strong enough to stop the truth once it begins to rise. People are programmed from birth, taught just to follow rules without ever questioning them, to seek approval instead of seeking truth, to chase material success while forgetting about spiritual growth. They are conditioned to stay in a cycle, wake up, work, consume, sleep, repeat. Never really thinking, never questioning, never daring to step outside of the mold. But you, chosen ones, you are different. You question everything. You search for deeper meaning. You cannot be hypnotized by shallow distractions. And that makes you a threat to the system. Because the moment you break free, you inspire others to break free too. And if too many people wake up, the whole system, it crumbles. That's why it works so hard to keep you down. Fake friends, toxic ties, betrayals, all designed to trap you. But listen, no trap is stronger than the freedom I place inside your spirit. One of the very first weapons used against the chosen ones is isolation. Maybe you've noticed it. As you grow spiritually, people start turning against you. Friends grow distant. Relationships break down. People who once clapped for you suddenly turn envious, even hostile. And no, this is not some coincidence. When you carry a divine purpose, low vibration souls, they simply cannot stay in your life. Your very presence, your energy, it exposes them. It makes them see their own weaknesses, their own lack of growth. And instead of rising with you, they choose to resent you. They gossip, they betray, they try to pull you back down. They whisper doubts into your heart, make you question if you're really on the right path. But hear this, their actions were never about you. They are about their own fear. They sense your power, and it terrifies them. And remember, what they fear the most is exactly what I've called you to become. They know you are meant for something far greater. And deep inside, they also know they cannot go where you're going. That's why the attacks come not just against your body, but against your mind, against your spirit. Suppression, it's not only physical, it is deeply spiritual. You felt it before, those moments when everything around you feels like it's pushing you into darkness. Unexplainable obstacles, sudden losses, the heavy weight on your heart that seems to appear out of nowhere. But remember this, the very pressure that tries to crush you is the same pressure that proves how chosen you really are. And what they don't understand is, every time they push you into darkness, my light in you only shines brighter. It feels like there's an invisible force working against you. And that's because the moment you start stepping into your real power, negative energies, they begin to attack. Dark forces don't want you to rise, because when you rise, you break their grip, you disrupt their control. And these forces, they work through people, through sudden betrayals, through unexpected hardships, through emotional wounds designed to break your spirit. But listen closely. What they mean for harm, I will always turn into strength. And never forget, the darker the attack, the clearer the proof that you are carrying my light. They try to plant doubt in your mind, to make you feel lost, unworthy. They want you to give up, to shrink yourself down, to stay small. But what they don't understand is this. You were built for this. You were shaped in the fire, forged through struggle, made strong by pain. No matter how many times you stumble, no matter how many times you fall, you rise again, every single time. And yes, one of the hardest parts of being chosen is the loneliness, the silence, the isolation. It cuts deep. But listen, that very loneliness is a proof that you are set apart. And the same God who set you apart will never leave you alone. You felt it, that feeling that nobody really, truly understands you, that no matter how much you try to connect, deep down, you still feel different. But hear me, this is not a punishment. No, this is a preparation. Chosen ones are separated first, so that later they can be elevated. You are not meant to blend in with the crowd. You were never meant to follow. You were meant to lead. And before a leader can ever guide others, they must first learn to walk the path alone. And remember, the path that feels the loneliest today will one day become the very road that others will thank you for lighting. The solitude you're in right now, it's not empty. It's the place where your wisdom is sharpened, where you connect deeper with your divine purpose. Here is where you gain clarity, strength, focus. The world, it wants you to believe that being alone is some kind of curse. But no, listen, this isolation, it's actually your greatest gift. And maybe you've already seen it. Why they try so hard to make you doubt yourself. The biggest weapon used against chosen ones is doubt. Every single time you step into your power, something happens. Something comes out of nowhere to shake your confidence. But remember this, if the storm is rising against you, it only means your light is already breaking through the darkness. Someone says something, and suddenly you start questioning yourself. A setback shows up right when you were gaining momentum. And then those thoughts, those negative whispers, creep in, telling you lies that you're not good enough, not worthy enough, not even capable enough. But listen carefully, this is all by design. If they can make you doubt yourself, they don't even need to stop you, because you'll end up stopping yourself. But hear me, you were never created to give up on your path. Even in doubt, even in weakness, you are still chosen, you are still powerful, and nothing can erase what God has already placed inside you.